Hello everyone, and welcome to Chronicling Codexa, the series where I talk about my little world-building project that originally started out as just a stupid little Roblox AU. This series is going to be split into different parts where I talk about different aspects of Codexa and the world that the four admins in my AU come from. This episode is going to be about the continent that the four admins are from, Grysha. In this case, Codexa is the world, think of it like the Earth, and Grysha is the continent that they are all from. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna warn that I do have bullet points written down, but this is unscripted. All of my videos are unscripted, so there are going to be stutters and me messing up on words, and that's just a part of it. I am not great at speaking sometimes, but I want to talk about this. There was interest shown in it, so I want to talk about Codexa and the things that I have created for it. So Grysha, the continent that the four admins are from, is split into four, I guess you could call them territories, that all have different towns and cities. At the center of Grysha is the Innovation Flats, which at its center houses Innovation City, which is its capital, and Innovation City is where Builderman is from. Innovation City is split into different districts. Builderman is from the Technological District. Innovation City is where the infrastructure for the rest of Grysha comes from, and is also where the transportation hub is. There is a high-powered rail system that goes throughout the entirety of Grysha. It's how people get around mostly. There are roads, but it's just faster to use the trains. On top of Innovation City, the Innovation Flats hold four other towns: Stonewell, Arthaven, Rivercross, which is a port town, and we'll get into Rivercross, and Woodedge, which is at the border between the Innovation Flats and the Codecasters Forest. We'll get into the Codecasters Forest later. Rivercross, being a port town, connects the rest of the world to Grysha via the Infra River, which flows into the ocean, into the coast of Grysha. So that is how a majority of the world kind of gets to Grysha. Grysha is a continent that's very oceanic, and direct access to the coast is through Rivercross. From Woodedge, that little town that we mentioned, we go into the Codecasters Forest. There is only one town in the Codecasters Forest, and that is the Casters Commune. The Codecasters keep themselves very sequestered from the rest of the world. They are kind of hermits in that regard. Dusekkar, fun fact, while they are considered a prodigy, they are also considered a bit of a troublemaker because they don't keep themselves sequestered from the rest of the world like the rest of the Codecasters do. They like to go and explore, and the other casters don't really like that. They think it's just a distraction from Dusekkar's academic work. But because they don't, they keep themselves sequestered from the rest of the world, they don't rely on modern transportation, and therefore they don't have any direct access to the high-powered rail system that connects to the rest of Grysha. They would have to go to Woodedge in order to use the rails. So when Dusekkar leaves the forest, every once in a while, they're often seen in Woodedge, taking the trains. From the Codecasters Forest, we go to the Scabbard Hills. At the top of the Scabbard Hills lies its capital city, Scabbard City. The hills, however, have three other towns: Swordhill Grove, where Shedletsky's from, Bladesboro, and Fuller Valley. Each town has a train stop. And a fun little fact about the Scabbard Hills is that they are in a perpetual autumn, and the most prominent tree in the Scabbard Hills is the aspen tree. So when Shedletsky talks about his home before Robloxia, he will often refer to the golden scabbard hills, and that is because aspen trees have golden leaves in autumn. That's what they look like when fall comes and their leaves change. It's a very pretty area. Shedletsky's a very sentimental person, so he likes to reminisce, and he will often talk about his home. Though he experienced quite a lot of trauma there, it was still where he grew up, and he still misses the Scabbard Hills and Sword Hill Grove quite a lot. And going up from the Scabbard Hills, we have the Crystal Mountains, the capital of which is at the base of the mountains. It's called Moraine's Rest, which is named for the two glacial moraines it rests between. However, the Crystal Mountains, because of their location, only have two other towns, and the only transportation stop in the Crystal Mountains is at Moraine's Rest due to elevation. The two towns, other than Moraine's Rest in the Crystal Mountains, are Miner's Crossing, where Doombringer is from, and Summit View. The other towns rely purely on their roads, so it's a bit more difficult and takes a little bit more time to get up there, but it's hard to build a train at the elevation that the two towns are at. Rails are just weird. Yeah, so the Crystal Mountains are fascinating. Miner's Crossing is, like I said, where Doombringer is from, and it is a mining town, clearly, but it's also a farming town. Doombringer came from a farming family, and it's just kind of what he wants to continue doing with his life, but unfortunately, everything kind of went to hell in a handbasket. Fun fact about Moraine's Rest is that it houses a law university, or like a law school, and I will get into like the values of the four territories and the gods that they each follow, and how they correlate to the value of those four territories. But yeah, I know this one was really quick. It's only like 7 minutes long, but this is a good introductory video talking about Grysha and the four territories. I think next video I will talk about the gods and kind of where the world stands on them. Grysha, I guess you could say, is very in tune with the code, which is like this magical force in terms of Codexa. It's a magical force. It's kind of like the Force from Star Wars. It binds everyone together. Everyone has a connection to it. Some have just a stronger connection than others. All four of the admins have very strong connection to the code. They just don't really realize it, other than Dusekkar. Dusekkar knows. But Dussekkar's a codecaster. It's kind of how they were raised. Yeah, awesome. I will get into the rest of the, like, lore and world building of Codexa later, but I figured that a quick little overview of the continent that they're from, Grysha, would be good. Awesome. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Yeah. Bye.